Okay, so there are 5 Tier 0 pets in Legion, and of those 5, 3 are getting nerfed. Those 3 are the Bone Serpent, the Wicked Soul, and the Terraclaw Hatchling. Those are getting nerfed where the Bone Serpent is no longer going to be able to both call Darkness and Nocturnal Strike. He'll have to choose between one of those two, and then he can choose between this crappy ability and Liftoff. So most people will have Liftoff and then the choice between Call Darkness and then Nocturnal Strike. So you can still run him with maybe 2 Phosphor Rats or a Phosphor Rat and a bird or something. One of the birds that isn't getting nerfed by the damage nerf to the Nocturnal Strike Call Darkness. I think that's just crows and ravens. So all the other birds, I believe, haven't gotten nerfed. Although that might not be true. We'll see. Maybe owls will also be nerfed by that. But for now, I'm assuming it's just crows and ravens, like the text said, which means that you can still just run Nocturnal Strike and Liftoff as your 2 options, and then Bone Barrage. So Bone Serpent's going to be okay, but he's definitely getting nerfed. Wicked Soul, the Unborn Falcon, the Ghastly Kid are all being nerfed. All Haunt pets are being nerfed because Haunt's going to cause you to take 50% of your health as damage at the end of the Haunt. So it's going to definitely make you see less Haunt users in the meta, which is good for Merkalot because he is very, very heavily countered by any Haunt pet. Wicked Soul's really, really difficult for Merkalot to deal with typically. The Terraclaw Hatchling is going to have to choose between Dodge and Nature's Ward. You can't run both, so I think it's going to be like Dodge and Nature's Ward on this line, and then Ravage and Hawkeye here. You have to choose between those 2. So definitely a big nerf to the Terraclaw Hatchling. But the other 2 pets are the Blossoming Ancient, which is available for $10, or Brute. You can run either one. Brute is for free. Well, technically free. You just have to get a Druid and win the RNG game in your order hall. Eventually you'll loot him and the other pet. And you just run Iron Bark, Photosynthesis, and Sunlight, and you're basically unkillable. There's so few things that can kill you that isn't aquatic damage, and a lot of it. Unless you have a Weather Changer, and even Weather Changers are very difficult to kill him because he can still heal for plenty because he's an elemental, so Darkness doesn't hurt him as much as, if he wasn't elemental. So Blossoming Ancient is ridiculous, and what's really, really effective is you can just throw up Sunlight, Photosynthesis, take a ton of damage, and then swap to the backline with a full 5 rounds of Photosynthesis and heal the full, where you can't be attacked. So that's what really makes them difficult to kill, in addition, of course, to the Iron Bark, meaning that they can, as long as they're faster, have 100% uptime on basically a shell shield. And even if it's not 100%, it's still, they can have it to reduce a lot of damage, from dots and whatnot. But Merkalot is the 5th Tier 0 pet, and he's not being nerfed at all in Battle for Azeroth. So, yeah, that should probably be looked into, Blizzard, because he's ridiculous. He has Blessed Hammer, which is a decoy breaker by default. It just breaks decoys and bubbles instantly. Or Punish, but Punish is not so good. Although Blessed Hammer is very, very weak to things like Shell Shield or Iron Bark. Iron Bark reduces the damage of every single tick of the 3 attacks from Blessed Hammer, so Blessed Hammer basically does no damage to anything with any sort of damage mitigation. Falling Murloc, which is Ghostly Bite, but humanoid damage, and then a 4-round cooldown. And then Righteous Inspiration is why he is Tier 0. It goes first every time, and it also gives a 100% damage buff, which is nice, to the highest health pet that is swapped in. But the icing on the cake is it gives them a 100% speed buff for that round. So in addition to dealing ridiculous damage on the next turn, you will also go first because you have a 100% speed buff. So it's very, very, very difficult for them to avoid your nuke because you're, going to go first. They basically have to predict when you use your Righteous Inspiration or have some sort of priority move defensive. And if they don't have something like that, then the game will look like this. Alright, so here's another game, but this time I actually have real competition. I'm going to be playing with a Twilight Clutch Sister. That's my third bill. So my opener is going to be Righteous Inspiration. I have the choice to use Armageddon. But since he's haunting, an Armageddon will be very ineffective, so I would just kill myself and then only hit 2 of his pets, so I'm going to go for a Flame Jet, and I have 100 lives, so I'll go first. That's even against a Terraclaw Hatchling with 100% health, so he has his flying ratio, and I still go first. For 1,000 damage. I'm going to go for the Falling Murloc here to try to kill that Terraclaw, and we'll swap him back to hot, where he can heal. Faster, I will go ahead and falling, do some melee damage, Terraclaw. And then I am running Tail Sweep on the Dragonkin, which is just not quite enough damage without a crit to kill his Bone Serpent, so I bring in Merkalot, hoping to kill him with a Blessed Hammer. Unfortunately, my first hit misses, but my other 2 will go through Darkness and Blinds just fine, so at least I get my initial and pity damage. And then instead of soaking the Nocturnal Strike on my Dragonkin on his undead turn, I have to attack him again and soak it on my Humanoid. And then I have to soak an extra Bone Brush that I shouldn't have ever had to take on my Dragonkin. So, definitely could be looking better here if RNG was on my side, but it's okay. The game's not over or anything. This 2v2 is goes ahead and goes at a haunt right off the bat. That leaves his Terraclaw by itself, which is a little bit dangerous for him. He has a dodge, and that's about it to stay alive, so as soon as that dodge is gone, it's over. So he blows it instantly, wisely. And I'm able to swap predicting that dodge and Righteous Inspiration into a Twilight Meteorite. And anything other than a full health Terraclaw. It's 1545 damage. And if he'd gotten some crits, he could have killed my Dragonkin, actually, which would have been bad, but he only got a crit on 1 haunt, so that was in the clear. This game won't be so close, but triple aquatics can be difficult to deal with for Merkalot because of his basic attack. That shell armor, or sorry, shell shield is going to wreck my basic attack on Merkalot, so I'll go ahead and stun myself. Righteous Inspiration into my weapon since she has the higher health. And I could just go for a Flame Jet, but yeah, Shell Shield. Flame Jet's not going to deal that much damage. It's 900, or 800. It's really quite significantly less. So instead, I just go for an Armageddon. I have plenty of cleave damage, so I can actually take out his back line if he doesn't use it. By the time his Anti-Crab's dead. With just like, 2 meteorites and an Armageddon. Oh, Blizzard, if you're watching my video and you want to nerf some things, how about Twilight Meteorite? Just as a reminder, that Puddle Tear never saw the front line, and I only hit it 3 times. Alrighty, so this is a fun little glitch. For those of you who don't know, if you haunt on the same turn as somebody else, whoever haunts first will instantly kill the other pet. The other haunt pet will just die and not come back to life at all. And the first pet will just have his haunt go on cooldown for 5 turns. Similarly, if you Armageddon on the same turn as somebody who haunts and you go first, which you will of course with Righteous Inspiration, they will attempt to haunt your dead mechanical and kill themselves. Never to come back to life. So now it's a 2v2 with my Merkalot and the Bone Serpent versus a Terraclaw and the Samurai Demidos, which is easy. I can take care of that easily. So he's going to blow his dodge instantly. Throw up a heal and swap to the back line where he can heal and I can't hit him. I'm just going to play it safe and throw out Darkness to nerf his healing. If I predicted the heal here, I probably would have gone for the Bone Barrage, but I was kind of expecting a Soul Rush, so I went for the Nocturnal Strike ASAP. Let's try to get a kill. Blessed Hammer ought to take him out here. And all that's left is a Terraclaw, which really can't do anything. He has a dodge to survive, but once that dodge is gone, which is now, it's over. So if he played a little better, he probably could have taken care of me, but using his dodge on cooldown isn't smart. That miss doesn't really matter. If he'd gotten my undead racial, I would have still had enough damage to kill him. But mind games are really crucial. So, if he plays a little better, he could get the win. Anyways, here's another similar example, but this is with the actual haunt glitch rather than the Armageddon. So, reality is I waste my first Righteous Inspiration, it doesn't accomplish anything because my Ghastly Kid is already faster than any Valk, no matter what breed. But I am definitely faster than him now, so I go ahead and haunt him. If he doesn't haunt me, it's fine. I can just dodge his haunting me back. If he does haunt me here, he dies instantly. He doesn't come back to life. So I now have Righteous Inspiration on me because that's cool. I still have it for another turn apparently. So if it crits, it'll do mucho damage. It's going to force him to heal and not really deal with me at all. Alrighty, so I'm going to go ahead and throw out the haunt there. The main reason for that is I don't want to have to deal with health pools. I have to use my Righteous Inspiration into the higher health pet, and you know, if my Ghastly Kid has higher health, then that's going to obviously be him. And what I really want is a Twilight Meteorite with a Righteous Inspiration. So most of the time, that's what I like to do with this team, is just throw away my haunt pet quickly, so that I can have a guaranteed Righteous Inspiration into a Meteorite. However, Righteous Inspiration into a haunt is very effective. It will deal double damage for the entire duration of the haunt to whoever receives it. So, like, instead of 140 damage from the haunt, it does 280 every round. Like baseline. That's before crits, or if they're humanoid or something. Let me see, 560 plus 560. It's like 1,120. Is that right? Yeah, it's like 1,100 damage total to a just baseline as a dot. Unless I'm doing my math wrong. It's crazy damage. So here's a good example of that. By the way, full credit to that last team goes to Michael Leo. That's his team, the Merkinator. I call it Mind Games, but I like his name. This is my team, however. It's a Consume Corpse team, and it's really, really good. Consume Corpse, first of all, is scales to your attack power, so the fact that the Ghost Shark has a high attack power but low health pool registers favor. It isn't actually 50% of your max health, like the tooltip says for Consume Corpse. It's that baseline, and then modified by your attack power. So since he has 305 attack power, it's actually like 805. Something. I forget how much. It's like 800. It's a lot of healing. A lot more than the 600 that it should be, according to the tooltip. Oh yeah, as you can see, that haunt is dealing 280 a pop every round to that poor snake. He's just dying to dots. And I'm full health. And my Dead in the Water still hits through the blind because he's bleeding. Not that it was necessary, he was dead to dots, but, you know. Just because it's kind of a fun mechanic. Well, fun for me. This guy I'm playing against is clearly having more fun than he deserves. Kind of a boring situation here, but I'm just waiting for cooldown. Now that his haunt's off cooldown, I'm going to soak it with my Ghastly Kid. Who I can cleanse it off of. Should take weak damage on that Curse of Doom, so it's okay that I took it on the shark, although I guess technically it would have been better to take it on the Ghastly Kid, who I could just cleanse it off of, but I didn't want to give away that I wanted to soak the haunt on my Ghastly Kid, because he probably would have guessed that was a bad idea for him. So Valk's taken care of. Unfortunately, he rains a crit on me, so I do lose my Merkalot, but that's okay. It's a good trade-off. My Ghost Shark should easily be able to take care of his Ruby Droplet after I stabilize my health. Which is easy since I'm faster, and I have a corpse to eat. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Merkalot for breakfast. Alright, so it's gotta wait on his cooldowns. See if I can land a haunt on him. If not, no big deal. All I have to do is provide another delicious snack for my Ghost Shark, whether that is by haunting or just letting myself die. And now both of his defensives are on cooldown, so I can heal. Right now I'm trying to do the mental math. Is it worth it? Is it worth it to heal for 280 and not take 175 plus a dot? I don't know. Yeah, I'm not very good at mental math. My apologies. But yes, it was worth it. And I could heal if I wanted to, but I don't need to. Blend the water's enough damage. Okay. Purple Puffer's a pet I like to use a lot if I start getting countered by lots of elemental healers. The strategy that you could run with them is you pump, heal if you take some damage so that you're full health. Swap into your Dragon Can so that basically you can take some damage, but I mean you can throw out a dot, throw out your AoE, just kind of see if you can maybe draw some cooldowns defensively from them. Then you Righteous Inspiration into your Purple Puffer, and you suddenly have a one-shot available with a 100% speed buff. Will kill most things. Alrighty, so just kind of waiting him out, seeing if he had Haunt or not, and it turns out he has Unholy Ascension, so go ahead and go up a pump, soak a fresh shot crit, and swap to my Merkalot. A deep freeze, which doesn't stun me. That's good RNG for me. I'll take advantage of that. And 1v1 him for a minute. If he'd gotten the stun on me, that would have been really bad. He probably could have won. I would probably have to sacrifice my Purple Puffer. Honestly, I probably should have sacrificed him to the initial deep freeze. But it's okay. Righteous Inspiration, 72 to each pet, and they're dead. The Coonlight Runt's dead. I'm slowed for one turn, but that's okay. After that, I'll be faster than his Foul Flame. And I can dodge the Confidant. Alright, so, this kind of team could give you trouble because he has a lot of dodges, haunts, burrows, avoidance, even some healing. Not the healing so much, but all of the evasion is really annoying for you to deal with. So you gotta play some mind games here. He holds on to his haunt until he can go first with it. So now I have a haunt in my Blackface Bombling. I can kill myself at some point, but don't necessarily have to immediately or anything. I could backlight him, bring in Merkalot, and that probably would be the smart move to make. I'm gonna go ahead and stand my ground. Throw out a burn since it's guaranteed damage. Survive with 1 health before the haunt, so I can throw out a Flame Jet if he doesn't kill me on this turn, which he needs a triple to do it, so he throws out a dodge. I don't hit him with the Flame Jet, but fortunately the proc can land and does deal damage through dodge. I don't know if that's fortunate or not. It's fortunate for me. Maybe I should just say, oddly enough, it deals damage through dodge. And is applied through dodge. Similarly to Swarm of Flies. Except it's RNG. Alrighty, so probably just gonna burrow here. That's what I would expect. Now I have a gear, or he could have swapped. The smart move is actually for him to swap, but I guess he got baited by the burrow coming off cooldown. That rabbit was not worthless, but he threw it away, so that's good for me. The rabbit wouldn't have necessarily saved him the game, though. Even if he saved the rabbit, I can still go faster than him with the Righteous Inspiration. Alrighty. 1,000 damage, yes please. Dodge is thrown out in desperation. And 700 guaranteed damage will finish the job. So definitely not very well played by my opponent, but, you know, at the end of the day, it's kind of mind games. It's also kind of knowing how Merkalot works. This guy plays a little better, and I play a little worse. Elemental healers are very difficult for you to kill with Merkalot Blackbee's Bombling. That's why I like to run Purple Puffer sometimes, Ghost Shark sometimes. But the Blossoming Ancient is tier 0, so very difficult. Generally, if you're running a Bone Serpent, you're going to require some good RNG or something. Alrighty, so that was an interesting strike. So I wasn't really expecting him to go for a Solar Beam and kill me, like he does, but he chooses to take out my mechanical rather than actually healing. So that's going to mean a 2v2 with my Bone Serpent Merkalot versus the Blossoming Ancient Magical Crawdad. I probably should have saved my Bombling, but I didn't really value him with all the AoE available from the Sunlights and the strong damage taken from it, and also his low speed, so I kind of just let him die there. Also, I wasn't expecting the second Solar Beam. That was, well, I guess it makes sense, but I wasn't really expecting either of them. So he definitely took me by surprise. Because of that, I'm feeling like I'm behind, and I go for the risky 50-50, which I land. He's holding onto his Sunlight until I can darkness, which is smart. I'm not completely happy with how I played this game. I wish that instead of having brought in that Bone Serpent earlier, I brought in Merkalot and Righteous Inspiration into a Call Darkness. I'm not sure why I didn't do it. Maybe I underestimated my Bone Barrage damage and didn't think I could take out the Blossoming Agent if I did that. I'm not sure how I thought bringing the Bone Serpent in immediately was going to help either. I guess my plan was go for the Nocturnal Strike YOLO if I can, see what happens. If I don't make it, then maybe go for the Righteous Inspiration into a Call Darkness and then bring in the Falling Murloc. But I wanted to kind of limit my liability if I missed a Nocturnal Strike, because I was kind of figuring I'll go for one eventually, and if he has an Elemental alive, he'll probably try to soak it with the Elemental, whether he's on the front line or the back, because he's a good player. So, rather than let him try to outplay me and, then depend on RNG, I just went for RNG. I guess it's technically all that smart. he doesn't play perfectly either. He definitely should have used either his heal or his, well, maybe he... No, I know why he went for the Surge. He was expecting to swap into my Bone Serpent there. So, that was a mind game, I guess. I guess I won that mind game by not participating in it. And you can thank this guy right here that I'm playing for my absence in video making for the last several months. I got so sick and tired of pet battles. I took a break from pet battles for several months just because I kept queuing to literally nobody but this same guy. Not nobody, but I mean, like every other game just about. He was 50% of my games, I'd say. And it's really boring to fight this guy because he just plays the same Wicked Soul Crusher combo. And I can beat it, but it's boring. It's stally and he's kind of a troll. Sometimes he'll run double HP Crusher, Wicked Soul. Sometimes he'll run Molten Corgi, HP Crusher, Wicked Soul. Sometimes he'll run a Rabbit, Wicked Soul. Shimmering Aquafly, sometimes Shimmering Aquafly, Terra Claw, Wicked Soul. All sorts of things. None of which are played that well, but definitely played well enough to get wins. If you can't counter him. But things aren't going too badly for me so far. I was able to predict the opener from him, which was, of course, Haunt into Acid Touch, Shell Armor, Body Slam, and I soaked it pretty much as effectively as possible without giving away my intentions with the Alpine Foxling. Now I have Righteous Inspiration on my Bone Serpent, so I will go first even before the Shimmering Aquafly, who has the Flying Racial. He either realizes this or just swaps randomly, so I'm guessing he realized it and swapped into the Wicked Soul to soak the Nocturnal Strike. He swaps back to soak the Nocturnal Strike, I guess. I mean, sorry, the Call Darkness on the Wicked Soul. Just enough damage to take out the Flying Racial with that Power Speed breed Bone Serpent, so definitely pays off to have that breed with this combo. By the way, this is Michael Leo's team. This and the Merkinator. And I have several other teams by him that are good, but not necessarily quite as good against my meta. One of my favorites is Royal P-Chick, Power Nexus Whelpling Merkalot. Because you can't be stunned under Arcane Winds. You can do a ton of damage with Righteous Inspiration into a Mana Surge. And then, of course, you proc your Racial because you just killed something. And lots of cleave damage. But the problem is, it's a lot of magic damage, and I run into a surprisingly large number of triple mechanical teams, which is just no fun to queue into that with. So, kind of a gimmicky team, but definitely effective. I mean, it has good synergy. So, down goes the Wicked Soul. Dodge is blown instantly, so I'll probably just swap. Bring in my Merkalot, pray I don't get crit by the Alpha Strike. Righteous Inspiration does go first even though I'm slower, so that's good for me. And now Darkness is the weather. My Bone Serpent has Righteous Inspiration, and Nocturnal Strike is off cooldown. Somebody on his team is dead. And he chooses the Crusher. Good choice. I like it. I'm a big fan. So yeah, after that it's pretty easy, pretty GG. There's really no mind games left. I just have to clean him up, which my Fox can quickly do after his Racial's gone. So yeah, Merkalot's he's 2-0 in my opinion. I mean, it might be up for debate, but I mean, I really think that the speed buff on Righteous Inspiration is what gives him the clear advantage over other sorts of, you know, combos. Something like, you know, a pump and then another pump is very scripted, and, you know, if you're faster you can just dodge or stun it. Or even a wind up supercharge combo, you can just stun the supercharge if they stutter. But that should be the last battle, so I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I will see you all in the next one.